Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sean here, and welcome to the New York Giants rebuild, where today we're going to be taking the Giants to a Super Bowl and winning it within 3 years. So there's a lot of trades that I'm going to do. I can tell you for sure, most of the players on this team are going to be gone. The only real guys that are safe for sure are Odell Beckham, Landon Collins, probably Justin Pugh, maybe Olivier Vernon, but that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to keep Weston Richburg, Sterling Shepard, but basically nobody else is safe, so I'm going to go ahead and look into a whole bunch of trades here and come back with you guys when I've got some stuff worked out. So with our first trade, we're going to be sending Eli Manning, Damon Harrison, and Jonathan Hankins to the Chicago Bears for their first-round pick this year and next year, as well as a fifth-round pick next year. With our next trade, we're sending Shane Vereen, Kelvin Shepard, and Victor Cruz to the Indianapolis Colts for O-lineman Jack Mewhort, as well as a first and fourth round picks. Both are for next year. With this trade, we're sending Keenan Robinson, Marshall Newhouse, and Will Beatty to the New York Jets for Leonard Williams. I think this is the second rebuild in a row that I've gotten him, but honestly, he's just so good, and he's so young and cheap that he's a really good player to have. So with this trade, I may have overpaid just a little bit, but we are getting 2 first-round picks from the 49ers, one this year and one next year, in return for Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie and a third and fifth round picks this year from us. With this trade, we're sending Rashad Jennings, Larry Donnell, and John Jerry to the Miami Dolphins for their third and seventh round picks next year. So here at the midseason mark of season number 1, we are currently sitting at 0-7. We got Johnny Manziel as our starting quarterback, so I didn't really expect a whole lot, but 0-7 is kind of crazy. And it looks like the Cowboys are atop the division with a 5-2 record. I did go ahead and sign Michael Floyd because he was in free agency after he just got cut by the Cardinals like a couple days ago, but the Patriots picked him up on waivers. And I did download the most recent roster update, but I guess it didn't have that transaction in there yet. But I also signed Ian Williams to be our second defensive tackle, Kawan Williams to be our, well, actually, he was supposed to be our slot corner, but I guess he's the second starter. But that's fine. So since we're so bad, I'm going to go ahead and just, actually, who do I have to re-sign? I got 7 players here needing new contracts. One of them is JPP. It's actually not a lot of money. Justin Pugh, Andrew Adams, Nakota Whitlock. I'm going to go ahead and get on this, and then I'll go ahead and go to the playoffs and see what happens there. So here at the end of Season 1, apparently the news thing over here says we managed to get a win, and we end up going 6-10 after starting 0-7. So take a look at the XP. Johnny Manziel ended up with 11,000. That's surprising. Receivers did pretty well, looks like, but let's take a look at some stats. I think I saw the Redskins actually won the division, and wow, Johnny Manziel, almost 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 17 picks. That's a lot better than I thought he would do. Rushing, Orleans Darkwa led the team with almost 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. Johnny Manziel actually had 3 touchdowns. He was second on the team in rushing. That's kind of weird. Odell Beckham led the team with 1,100 yards and only 1 touchdown. That's insane. Sterling Shepard, however, had 1,100 yards and 11 touchdowns. Michael Floyd had 808 touchdowns. Blocking, how did the O-line do? Eugene Monroe led up 20 sacks. Eric Flowers led up 17. And then the rest of the O-line was really good. So both of our left tackles sucked. As for the defense, though, Jameel McClain led the team in tackles with 143, followed by Jonathan Newsom and Landon Collins. Tackles for loss goes to Olivier Vernon with 16. Ian Williams had 14, and Leonard Williams had 13. As for sacks, Vernon had 14, JPP had 11. Ian Williams had 8.5, and Leonard Williams had 6.5. As for interceptions, Jonathan Newsom and Janoris Jenkins both had 3. They led the team, followed by Kawan Williams and Landon Collins with 2. And if we had any defense, we did have at least 1. Landon Collins had a defensive touchdown. That's nice to see. So let's take a look at some awards now. I highly doubt any Giants are going to be up here, but there were no Giants in the race for MVP, and my coach is not there either. Let's go to the NFC. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Drew Brees, and Johnny Manziel actually came in 10th. That's insane. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Luke Kuechly. No Giants. Offensive Rookie goes to Ezekiel Elliott, of course. Sterling Shepard comes in 6th. Defensive rookie goes to Deion Jones, and there were no Giants on there. So that's kind of disappointing, but we're going to go ahead and go to the offseason. And actually, I'm curious to see who's going to win the Super Bowl this year. And the Redskins did, in fact, win the division with a 10-6 record. So I'm going to go ahead and sim to the offseason now. So I'll see you guys there. So the Redskins actually end up making it to the Super Bowl, only to be defeated by the Pittsburgh Steelers by a score of 34-28. So here in free agency, we are going to go ahead and sign Steven Hauschka to be our new kicker. And I did make an offer on one other player, I believe, so we're going to see if we get him here in just a second. And we do. We get Carlos Williams. So far, he's going to be our starting running back just because he's the best option. I did re-sign Johnny Manziel. And I'm definitely going to look to upgrade at quarterback, probably in the draft, but we'll see what happens. So here at the draft, we actually end up having the number 1 and 2 picks, as well as the number 9, which is our own pick. And there are a few players that I'm looking at, one of them being a quarterback that I think I definitely want to take. I have them on my watch list. That quarterback is Griffin Fragel, and I think this receiver, Nathan Lynn, is a guy I'm looking at as well. So I got a lot of thinking to do. I don't even know if I'm going to take these picks. I may try to trade back, but you guys will find out what happens. So I am going to go ahead and draft Griffin Fragel with the number 1 overall pick, and he has quick development, but he is the number 29th player in true talent in the draft, which is pretty crazy, but at least he's got quick development, 76 overall, decent accuracy stats, so I'm not too worried about that. If he can just perform well next year, that would be fantastic. Now with our second pick, we are definitely trading this down. That's a fantastic trade from the Colts. So we'll see what we can get, or we'll see what the Colts and the Browns take. That middle linebacker I was looking at, but he was kind of old. He was like 24 already, and I was like, well, I don't think I want to take him, so I wasn't too worried about it. But all of these picks are actually a little bit later. I do kind of like this Atlanta trade. Actually, I think this Oakland one is even better. Wait, no, what am I talking about? Baltimore for sure, I think. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and accept this Oakland. Wait, no. Baltimore? Yeah, Baltimore. Going to go ahead and accept the Baltimore trade. So we are moving back quite a bit, but we also have the number 9 pick. So when I figure out what I'm going to do with that one, I will get back with you guys. So with the number 9 overall pick, I'm going to go ahead and take this wide receiver, Nathan Lynn. And he was, oh God, okay, terrible pick. Definitely reached on that. I should have definitely gone for the outside linebacker that I was looking at. So I'm going to try to actually trade up with one of these teams. So we'll see if I can do that. Hopefully I can, because there's like 2 more players I want to get. So I'm going to try to trade up, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I was able to move up with the Chiefs. I'm sending them a 2nd and 3rd round pick this year, as well as a 2nd next year for the number 14 overall pick. Now, the player I'm going to go after is going to definitely be, actually, which one do I want to do? I'm going to go ahead and get this left outside linebacker because I think he looks pretty good. And he's the 10th overall player in the draft, only normal development though, but 79 overall, I will take it. We definitely needed another outside linebacker, so I'm happy with that pick. And if my corner is still here, he is. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and take this corner at number 19 as well. And then that'll be it for what you guys see of the draft. I'm just going to trade down. Oh my God! Let's go! Number 2 overall player in the entire draft, 81 overall quick development, and got him at number 19. That is insane. That is an insane pick. All right, I am very, very happy with that. So you guys will, well, actually the next thing you guys are going to see is probably either if I have any trades before the start of the regular season, or I'll be at the mid-season. So see you guys whenever or whatever I decide to do. All right, I lied. I took a flyer on this running back in the 3rd round, 11th best player in the draft, 77 overall with quick development. I'm just getting lucky at this point, but I think that's probably all I'm going to do. I may take another flyer. If I do, of course, you'll see it. But if not, like I said, it will be probably the mid-season. So with the first trade of season number 2, we're going to be sending Will Hill, Kawan Williams, and a 4th-round pick this year to the Carolina Panthers for Luke Kuechly. This is going to fill a huge hole for us as our starting middle linebacker. Before we just got him was like a 68 overall, so great trade for us. Our linebackers, well, it's basically Luke Kuechly, but the rookie Pfeiffer, hopefully he'll turn out to be pretty good, and Devon Kennard is pretty decent as well, so the defense is really shaping up to be pretty good. If we can just get a couple more, upgrades and have some players progress like Marquise Ham and Leonard Williams, then we're going to be looking good. On offense, we definitely just need Fragel and this guy Lockett, as well as our receivers, to kind of just play better, and then we do definitely need upgrades on the O-line, namely at the tackle spots, maybe even at center, and then tight end if this Casey guy can develop. I did end up drafting him as well. He was the fastest tight end in the class, which is the only reason I got him, but he's not terrible, so we'll see what we do with him, but I'm going to look for some more trades. I don't know if I'm going to make any, but if I do, it'll probably be for an O-lineman. So with this trade, we're sending a 2nd and 3rd round picks this year, along with Dwayne Harris, to the Tennessee Titans for Jack Conklin. And we're actually going to stick with the Titans and make another trade with them here in just a second. We're going to try to get Taylor Lewan, and I tried to get them in like a package deal, but it just wasn't working out. For whatever reason, it was just too hard to do them together. So I'm going to try to do this trade. And, okay, so maybe I'll just throw another pick in there, and hopefully that'll go through. So let me try this 3rd rounder and see if that will work. And it does. So we have a new, pretty much brand new O-line. We upgraded a lot at both of the tackle positions. And now the weakest link is Weston Richburg at an 80 overall at center. So not too bad. I think that's the last big trade I'm going to do. Actually, I kind of need another D-tackle. All right, I'll look into that. If I find one, then I find one. But if not, we'll be at the mid-season. So with the final trade of season number 2, we're going to be sending Bobby Hart, a 3rd-round pick next year and a 4th-round pick this year to the Buffalo Bills for some rookie D-tackle. That was a 78 overall. So figured I'd take that. He seems like he would kind of slot in nicely. And the team is really coming together now. We really just need some players to progress, and then we'll be in a good spot. So I'm going to go ahead and sim it to the midseason now, so I'll see you guys there. So here at the midseason mark, I have not seen our record yet, and we are 3-5. I don't know how this team is underperforming. We'll have to take a look at some stats to actually find that out, but XP-wise, it doesn't look too bad. I'm assuming it's the rookie quarterback that's really kind of screwing us over at the moment. But I do have 5 players to re-sign, including Odell Beckham and Taylor Lewan, Jack Mewhort, Devon Kennard. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get on this, and then I'll sim it to the playoffs and see if we end up making it. So here at the end of season number 2, we did not make the playoffs, and we end up going 5-11. Very disappointing season. Let's take a look at stats, though. Our rookie actually finished with 4,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, 17 picks. Completion percentage wasn't very good. Rushing, geez, we had no rushing game this year. It was pretty much split between Justin Lockett and Carlos Williams. Neither really did a whole lot, but Lockett did have 9 touchdowns. Receiving, Odell Beckham had 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns. Big improvement over last year. Sterling Shepard, almost 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Michael Floyd, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. As for blocking, I'm assuming it was much better than last year. And it was. Still, the sack numbers for the tackles are a little bit high. As for defense, the tackles were actually led by rookie Ronald Pfeiffer with 117, followed by Luke Kuechly and Janoris Jenkins. Tackles for loss was led by Jabari Ream, the D-tackle we got from Buffalo, actually tied with Leonard Williams, and then Olivia Vernon in 3rd with 10. As for sacks, JPP led the team with 11.5, followed by Olivia Vernon with 9.5, and Leonard Williams with 6.5. Luke Kuechly and Janoris Jenkins were tied for the team lead in interceptions with 3 each, and then Andrew Adams and Marquise Ham each had 2. And as for defensive touchdowns, we had 1 from Eli Apple. So let's take a quick look at pressed the wrong button. Take a quick look at awards and see if we won anything. Ben Roethlisberger gets MVP, and there are no Giants in the MVP running, which sucks. So Offensive Player of the Year goes to Drew Brees, and Griffin Fragel actually comes in 7th, which is good to see. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Graham, and there are no Giants up there. Griffin Fragel actually wins Rookie of the Year, which is really good. Justin Lockett comes in 3rd, and Trevor Casey comes in 7th, along with Nathan Lynn in 10th. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to some guy from the Saints, and Ronald Pfeiffer comes in 2nd. That sucks. And then Marquise Ham is in 5th. Jabari Reem is in 7th, and Victor Trait, another corner I drafted later in the rounds, he ends up coming in 10th. So I'm assuming we'll have quite a bit of XP to be able to upgrade these guys with. And, okay, Fragel has 31,000, pretty good. Damn, Odell Beckham has 20,000, that's really nice. O-line all has quite a good bit. And defense, they're all doing pretty well too, so I'm going to use some XP. And we're going to sim to the offseason, see who won the Super Bowl, and then see what kind of moves I can make to actually get us in the playoffs for the first time during this rebuild. So here in the offseason of season number 2, this year's Super Bowl is actually a rematch of last year, and the Pittsburgh Steelers come out on top yet again with a score of 49-28 over the Redskins. So with this trade, we're sending Michael Floyd and a 2nd round and 6th round pick next year to the Arizona Cardinals for David Johnson. We definitely needed a better running attack this year than we had last year, and I think David Johnson will definitely do that for us. With this trade, we're sending a 1st round pick to the Dallas Cowboys for Travis Frederick. I looked at Weston Richburg's attributes, and he actually kind of sucks. Specifically at run blocking, so I'm going to trade him, and well, mostly because I think he was kind of a big factor last year in the running game just being so weak. So hopefully I can actually get something decent for him. What I would really like is another kind of top tier receiver. I doubt I could get Dez Bryant. I don't even think I really want Dez Bryant. But maybe the Cowboys have something like Byron Jones. Byron Jones I would definitely take. Okay, they're not too interested, so I'll come back to you guys when I find a trade for Weston Richburg. So actually going back to the Cardinals, we're going to send a 1st round pick and Weston Richburg to them for Chandler Jones. We desperately needed a right outside linebacker, and we finally got a pretty good one. So he's also relatively cheap, which gives us some flexibility in free agency. But the team is looking pretty nice. I need another receiver. I would kind of like a better tight end, and what else? Hold on, let me just do that real quick. And then I would like a better free safety as well as a better corner in return for Janoris Jenkins, if at all possible, because he's starting to decline, which is not a good sign. So I'm going to keep looking for trades, and I'll get back with you guys when I found some better things going on. So I know I just got him in the last rebuild too, but we're sending Janoris Jenkins, Eric Flowers, and a 1st round pick to the Jaguars for Jalen Ramsey and a 6th round pick. And Jalen Ramsey is definitely better and cheaper than Janoris Jenkins, so really it makes a lot of sense for me to do that trade. The secondary is pretty good. Like I said, I would like another free safety though. And what else did I want? I wanted another receiver, so I'm going to still look into that because I like Sterling Shepard in the slot, but outside he's not really good enough for my liking. So hopefully I can get like kind of a bigger type receiver to put opposite Odell Beckham, because all of our receivers are really small except for that rookie I drafted, and he's got slow development, so it's not really going to work out very well. So after like trading up all of my mid-round picks to try to get a 2nd round pick, I finally got one from the Chargers. So we're going to be trading that 2nd round pick as well as a 5th round pick this year and Justin Lockett, our backup running back, to the Cardinals. This is like the 3rd trade I've made with the Cardinals this year. But we're going to get Tyrann Mathieu out of the deal, and that's going to be like key because I have another trade in mind, and it's going to be a big one. I'm going to go to the Steelers, and we're going to try to get Antonio Brown, and I'm pretty sure this is going to work. I'm pretty confident if I give him my first-round pick, as well as Andrew Adams. Actually, I think I have to give him a fifth, too. And then I have to get their worst player, which is going to be this guy. I think this is going to go through. Oh, fuck. Well, instead of Antonio Brown, I'm going to get DeAndre Hopkins for that first-round pick and Andrew Adams. So, not bad. Definitely a really good receiver to have, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty sure now, in my opinion at least, the only hole on this team is the tight end, and he's not even that bad, honestly. Damn, Sterling Shepard's up to an 85 now, too. The receivers are nice. Odell Beckham, DeAndre Hopkins, and Sterling Shepard, and David Johnson at running back. And this O-line is just monstrous. This is such a good offense. The only thing lacking on the offense is definitely the tight end. And now we even have an improved secondary with Tyrann Mathieu. We got Chandler Jones, so we have an improved linebacking core. And we got Jalen Ramsey. So, every part of our team just got better. Stockpiling those picks really helped out a lot, and I don't even think I have any money to even think about signing anybody in free agency, but no, I don't. So we're going to go ahead and advance to the draft, and I'm probably just going to try to trade down all my picks, since I don't really have any I don't have any picks in the first 4 rounds, so after that, I'll just go ahead and go to the midseason because I don't think I'll be able to make any trades. So I'll see you guys at the midseason of season number 3. So here at the midseason, we're sitting at a disappointing 4-3. I don't exactly know why we're 4-3. This offense should be pretty much unstoppable. At least I think. Damn, we just blew out the pan. Oh fuck, the Cowboys are 7-0. That's great, but we are second in the division at least. I'm not even gonna. Well, actually. We may go to a season 4 if I can afford this. And if we don't actually make the playoffs. Okay, I can't afford it. So I'll go ahead and sign these guys. And, oh shit. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and sign these guys. And if it comes down to it, we're going to go to a season 4 because this team I feel should definitely be a playoff team for sure. So here in the playoffs of season number 3, we actually make the wild card at 10-6. Looking at XP. Looks like Fragel actually picked it up in the second half of the season. Receivers did pretty well, looks like. And defense, it looked all right. But let's take a look at some stats. Damn, the Cowboys go 15-0-1. I just saw that on the standings. But Fragel actually ends up throwing for 4,700 yards, 39 touchdowns, 13 picks. And he increased his completion percentage from last year, which is good to see. David Johnson, 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Paul Perkins had 8 touchdowns as his backup. DeAndre Hopkins led the team in receptions with 102, had about 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. Odell Beckham, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Sterling Shepard, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Blocking, I would assume it was better. Taylor Lewan still led up 10 sacks. I don't know what it is with this game, but even top-tier offensive tackles have trouble giving up too many sacks in simulation, but Luke Kuechly led the team in tackles with 126, followed by Ronald Pfeiffer with 108. Tackles for loss, Leonard Williams with 21, that's crazy. And sacks, Olivier Vernon had 13.5, JPP had 12.5, and Jabari Reem had 5.5. As for interceptions, Luke Kuechly had 7 interceptions, Tyrann Mathieu had 3, and a few other guys had 1 each. And then defensive touchdowns, nobody had any this year. Now, taking a look at awards, Dak Prescott led the Cowboys to a 15-0-1 record with Ezekiel Elliott. That is crazy. Griffin Fragel comes in 6th for the MVP voting. And, of course, Jason Garrett's going to win Coach of the Year, and I am not on there. Okay. So, NFC, Griffin Fragel comes in 3rd for Offensive Player of the Year. And Defensive Player of the Year goes to Jalen Smith. Jeez. Luke Kuechly comes in 4th. And Offensive Rookie of the Year, we didn't even have any rookies, so that is pretty irrelevant. But we do have quite a bit of XP to spend, so I'm going to go ahead and do that before we get into this wild card game. So getting into the wild card matchup, we're sitting at a 92 overall, taking on the 10-6 Atlanta Falcons at an 85 overall. I'm pretty confident that we're definitely going to win this game, so I am expecting us to move on to the next round. So coming up on the end of the first half here, we're up 24-10, and it looks like we're easily going to win this game, as I don't think, actually definitely not, the Falcons are, there's just no way they could come back at that point. So we are moving on to the divisional round, and we'll see who we are taking on here in just a sec. So here in the divisional round of the playoffs, of course we're going to be taking on the 15-0-1 Dallas Cowboys, and their overall is an 87. We're a 94. I don't know how they went undefeated and we went 10-6, but we'll see what happens in this game. I know Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott are just incredible in this league, but hopefully we'll be able to beat them and move on to the conference championship. So coming up on the end of the first half here, we're up 21-0, 24-0. This makes me very happy. We're finally going to give the Cowboys a loss. This is pretty great. And we are moving on to the conference championship. Oh, wow. Dak Prescott sucked. I actually want to take a look at stats. Griffin Fragel definitely had a very efficient game. Not a whole lot of yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. David Johnson did very well. 2 touchdowns for him as well. And Hopkins and Beckham each had a touchdown reception. I'm assuming our defense must have really done some work. And yes, we did get 2 sacks on Dak Prescott, and Ramsey and Matthew both picked them off 1 time each. So we are moving on to the next round. Hopefully we'll be able to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and win that as well. So in the conference championship, we're taking on the 10-6, 85 overall Los Angeles Rams. I'm extremely confident that we're going to, easily handle this team and move on to the Super Bowl. If we can beat the undefeated Cowboys, I don't see why we can't beat an 85 overall 10-6 Rams team. So at the end of the first half, the Rams actually have a 21-13 lead, but we do end up tying it up, and they take another lead, and what's going to happen? Fuck. We lost. Wow, man. Wow. Jared Goff had 3 touchdowns. That is insane. I don't know. I honestly, just Madden simulation just doesn't make any sense. If we can beat, seriously, if we can beat an undefeated Cowboys team and we can blow them out, but we can't beat a lower overall Rams team. We have a 99 offense, 97 defense. I don't know how it's even possible that we lose that game. But, I mean, okay, let's see who they're going to be taking on in the Super Bowl. But, I don't know. I want to go on to a Season 4, but I have stuff I got to go do. So, oh wait, we're at the Super Bowl right now. Okay, let's just go ahead and advance to the offseason, and we'll see the score too. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go on to a Season 4. At least we did make it to the conference championship. I don't know how we lost, honestly, but we had a damn good team. And I would say that even though we didn't win the Super Bowl, this was a decently successful rebuild of the Giants, going from not even making the playoffs in the first 2 years to getting to a conference championship. And they fucking win a Super Bowl against the Raiders. That's ridiculous. But whatever, Madden simulation will fuck you over sometimes like that. So, hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, let me know. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next rebuild. If you have any suggestions of what teams you would like to see me rebuild next, feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll definitely take it into consideration. So, hope you guys all have a good day, and thanks for watching.